You've been learning Chinese for such a long time, but when you actually talk to a Chinese person, you still cannot fully understand him or her. One of the reasons is because the lingo that we use in daily life, they're never in your textbook. In today's video, you're going to learn the lingo related to content creation. Social media has become such a major part of our daily lives. In my opinion, the lingo or buzzwords in relation to content creation is very important for you to learn. Let's get right into it. On the screen, you can see that I have listed 12 different words, which are all high-frequency words that we use when it comes to content creation or social media. Let's go over them one by one. The first one is 自媒体. 自 means self. 媒体 is media. So 自媒体 together means self-media. But that's a word-for-word translation. What does it mean really? It means content creation on social media. I have created another video in another YouTube channel of mine to explain why 自媒体 is called 自媒体, which is self-media. If you're interested in learning why, the link is in the description. Let's continue with 自媒体. What are the examples of how 自媒体 is used in sentences? For example, we can say 我是做自媒体的. It means I'm a content creator. 做 means do something, so the whole sentence means I am a content creator. Or you can say 我从事自媒体创作. The word 从事 is a more formal way of I do something. 创作 creation. So both sentences are different ways of saying I am a content creator. And that's 自媒体, self-media. Let's move on to the next one. 赛道. 赛 means games. For instance, 篮球赛, basketball game. 足球赛, football game. So 赛 means game or competition. 比赛, compete. 我跟他比赛, 我跟他竞赛. I compete with him. That's what 赛 means. How about 道? 道, like many Chinese characters, it has multiple meanings. But today we're going to focus on the meaning of 道 in the context of 赛道. So 道means track. It can mean the running track, like in the Olympic Games when people run, they have tracks, right? So 赛道, the word-for-word translation means the track on which you compete with other players. But what does 赛道 mean in the context of content creation? It means niche. For instance, a YouTuber can be in the niche of teaching other people how to manage their finances. Or a YouTuber can be in the fitness niche, right? So 赛道 in the context of content creation, it means niche. Let's take a look at the examples of how 赛道 is used in sentences. For example, the first one, 你是做哪个赛道的? 做 means do. 哪个 which. So the first sentence means which niche are you in? And the second example, 我最近换赛道了. I have changed my niche recently. 以前我是音乐博主. I used to be a music content creator. 现在是健身博主. Now I'm a fitness content creator. So this person switched from a music niche to a fitness niche. That's why this person is saying 换赛道了. I changed my niche. Alright, so that's 赛道. Let's move on to the next one. 博主. 博 means blog or blogging. 主 means someone is in charge of something or head of something. For instance, 一家之主 means the head of the household. So that's what 主 means. So if we put 博 and 主 together, this word used to mean blogger when blogging was popular. But nowadays, the meaning has expanded from just being a blogger to being a content creator. Let's take out two examples of how it's used in sentences. First example, 我是个小博主. I'm a small content creator. 只有几百个粉丝. I only have a few hundred subscribers. Second example, 他是个百万粉丝的大博主. 百万 million. 粉丝 fans, subscribers, followers. 大博主 big content creators. In the second example, the content creator has over 1 million subscribers, which means this person is a big content creator. 大博主. But it doesn't mean the content creator is big. It just means his channel is big. In the two examples we just talked about, we had a word called 粉丝. So let's dive into what 粉丝 is. If you're not familiar with the word, 粉丝 actually means glass noodles. But in the context of content creation or social media, 粉丝 actually means fans or followers or subscribers. Under this context, the word origin is fans. So it's not a Chinese word. It's just how an English word fans is pronounced. How is it used in sentences? The first example is 我的频道. 频道 means channel. 目前 currently, at the moment. 有30万粉丝 300,000 fans, which means my channel has 300,000 followers or subscribers. Or we can say 我是 Taylor Swift 的粉丝 I'm a fan of Taylor Swift. So in the second example, it's no longer in the context of content creation. 粉丝 generally can mean you're a big fan of something. Alright, since we talked about 粉丝, let's talk about another word related to 粉丝, which is 涨粉. 涨 means increase, grow. 粉, we already talked about. It means followers or subscribers. So if we put 涨 and 粉 together, the word for word translation is increasing my fans or growing my fans. But in the context of social media, it means growing my social media channels. Let's take a look at 2 examples of how it's used in sentences. The first one is 我最近涨粉涨得很快。最近 recently 涨粉 growing my channel or growing my fans. 一个礼拜涨了500个粉。I increased my subscribers by 500 in just 1 week. 一个礼拜 week 500个粉 500 subscribers. 我最近涨粉涨得很快。一个礼拜涨了500个粉。I'm growing my channel very quickly recently. I've had 500 more subscribers in the past week. Second example, 我的频道刚起步 My channel just got started. 目前主要目标是涨粉 Currently, my main goal is to grow my channel, and that's 涨粉, growing a social media channel. Next, let's talk about 直播 or 直播间. 直播 means live streams or live streaming. There's not much to explain here. So 直播间 can mean the physical studio in which you're doing your live streaming, or it can mean just live streams. Let's look at 3 examples here. 欢迎来到我的直播间 Welcome to my live stream. 我现在开始做直播了 I have now started doing live streaming. 你每天直播多少小时每天 every day. 多少 how many 小时 hours. How many hours do you do live streaming every day? It's quite straightforward, right? Let's move on to the next one. Next one is 直播带货 We've already learned what 直播 means. Let's learn 带货 now. 带 the literal translation is bring, but in some contexts it can mean 买 it can mean buy or purchase. For example, 你去巴黎旅游能不能顺便帮我带个化妆品 Since you're visiting Paris, can you just buy some cosmetics on your way back? So 带 here is a casual way of saying 买 purchase or buy. 带货 What does 货 mean? 货 means products or merchandise. When we talk about 带货, we mean buy for others. So here, if we look at 带 from the perspective of the live streamer, we mean sell. Right? It's complicated. 直播带货 means sell products or sell merchandise via live streaming. Take a look at 2 examples. 我最近开始直播带货了 Recently, I've started selling products via live streaming. 做自媒体想赚钱想 want 赚钱 make money. If you want to make money through content creation, 你必须直播带货你必须 must. You must do live streaming. Let's say it again. 做自媒体想赚钱 If you want to make money through content creation, 你必须直播带货 You must sell products via live streaming. And that's 直播带货 Move on to the next one. 变现 变现 is relatively more straightforward. 变 here means change or convert. 现 has multiple meanings, but today in this word, it just means cash. 现金 is cash, right? So here we use 现 to mean cash. If we put 变 and 现 together, the word for word translation is convert to cash. So we're converting something to cash. But what does it mean? It means monetization in the context of content creation. A few examples to help you understand how it's used in sentences. First one, 虽然我有很多粉丝 Although I have many subscribers, 但是我感觉变现很难 But I feel like it's very hard to monetize. So here this person is saying, although I have a lot of subscribers, but it's very hard for me to make money out of these subscribers, which is basically monetization. Second example, 你的频道 your channel. 你的频道开始变现了吗 Has your channel started monetization? Third example, 粉丝多有什么用啊 What good is so many subscribers? I can't monetize. Let's do it again. 粉丝多有什么用啊无法变现啊 Next one, 获客 获 acquisition 客 customer. 获客 customer acquisition. Pretty straightforward. Let's take a look at 2 examples. 你的频道开始获客了吗? Has your channel started acquiring customers? We know subscribers is different from customers, right? Subscribers, in most cases, are watching your content for free, but when they become a customer, they start to pay money for your services or products. So 获客 means you're selling your service or products to a customer. Second example, 每个博主都应该博主 content creator 每个博主 every content creator 都应该 should they all should 学习怎么通过自媒体获客学习 learn 通过自媒体 via content creation 获客 customer acquisition. Let's do the whole sentence. Every content creator should learn how to acquire customers through content creation. 每个博主都应该学习怎么通过自媒体获客。And that's 获客。Moving on to the next one, 引流。引 means direct. 流 means stream or current. So 引流 word for word translation is you're directing the current, you're directing the stream to a different direction. What it means in the context of content creation is that you're directing your followers, your subscribers to another platform or somewhere else. Since we're talking about directing your subscribers or followers to another platform or another way of communication, we have to talk about why there's a need to do so. And the reason for that is social media platforms, they're not permanent. Let's say you've been growing your YouTube channel for a long time, for years, and one day if you violated YouTube's policy, they might close your account overnight. That's why it's important for content creators to create their own email list. In case someday something happens to your YouTube channel, you still have a way of contacting your subscribers or followers. That's why it's important for you to 引流. It's important for you to direct your subscribers to another way of communication, which in the case we just talked about, it's your email list. Now let's talk about the Chinese social media platforms like Rednote or Douyin or WeChat channels. These Chinese platforms, they have explicit policies that prohibit content creators from directing customers to another platform. For instance, if you're a content creator posting on Rednote, you cannot put a link to direct people to your WeChat channels. This action of directing your subscribers elsewhere is allowed in X, in YouTube, or in LinkedIn, right? But it's not allowed on these Chinese platforms. 引流 is very important for content creators who are running their business on Chinese platforms. All right, let's take a look at the examples. 如果我想把我的粉丝引流到线下，如果 if 我的粉丝 my fans, my subscribers 引流到线下 direct my subscribers to offline channels 我该怎么做 What do I do? If I want to direct my subscribers to offline channels, what do I do? Second example, 现在有些自媒体平台都有政策 Nowadays, many social media platforms have their own policies 禁止博主引流到其他平台They prohibit the content creators to direct the subscribers to other platforms. Let's do the whole sentence again. 现在有些自媒体平台都有政策，禁止博主引流到其他平台。Third example, 很多自媒体平台 many social media platforms 都不允许博主引流到私域。Many social media platforms, they don't allow content creators to direct their subscribers to 私域。私域 means private area or private region. If you don't understand what 私域 means, don't worry, we'll talk about it next. 私域, 私 private, 域 means area or region. So word for word translation means private area, private region. What does it mean? I think you already guessed it. It means another more private platform or way of communication. Because these social media platforms are unreliable, they might shut you down overnight. That's why you have to direct them to a more private way of communication. So let's take 2 examples. 很多自媒体平台，很多 many 自媒体平台 social media platforms 不允许 prohibit, they don't allow 不允许博主 content creator. Many social media platforms prohibit content creators from directing their subscribers to another platform or to another more private way of communication. We talked about how content creators, they must create an email list so that they can still reach out to their subscribers if the platform shut them down. But in China, we don't use email that much. In China, the typical 私域 is WeChat. WeChat is an instant messenger. So in China, what people do is that they create content on Douyin or on Rednote. When they get subscribers, they might direct the subscribers to WeChat, where they can talk privately. The second example, 我认为变现的一个最有效方式是把粉丝转化为私域用户. It's a long sentence. Let's dissect it piece by piece. 我认为 I think 变现 monetization 一个 one 最有效 most effective 方式 method way 粉丝 fans follower subscribers 转化 convert 私域 another more private platform or another more private way of communication 用户 users. Let's translate this long sentence into English. I think the most effective way of monetization is to convert your subscriber to 私域 user. I'm sorry, there's no perfect way to translate 私域, right? Let me do it again. I think the most effective way of monetization is to direct your subscribers to a more private way of communication. Yep, I think that's a good translation. That brings us to the end of this video. I hope you learned a ton. If you want to download the PDF version of today's presentation, link is in the description below. See you next time. Oh, and remember to subscribe.